Yeah, Mo. And we back again with another reaction video to another for fat ass Flacco, my favorite cousin Flacco, Poetic Flacco. Y'all go over there, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know we gonna like the video once we started, but um yeah, Heavy, this video's for you. This video is for Heavy, man. I was just riding with bro yesterday. He was like, "Hey, you ain't never go back and listen to that Max B I was telling you listen to, like his old mixtapes before he got locked up." I'm like, "Nah, bro, I wasn't really all into the, like, you know what I'm saying? Lovey dovey, make it rain." You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my type of flow at the time. That was like a Lil Wayne time period. You know what I'm saying? And Wayne wasn't rap like that. Wayne was killing shit. But all right, this one for you. I don't think you're gonna like this one, have you? I'm finna get into it. I'm finna get right into it. Let me get something to drink first. Y'all just, I'm gonna go ahead and let it start because I can still hear. But let me grab something to drink.
Turned out your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal money
gang,
from David Taylor,
that like button,
use the gun against him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. He shot and he killed him. Is that correct? Max B says yes. Before we get this video started, if you're in need of some money and you really need to find a way to get your hands on some quick cash, there's an app called Free Cash where they pay you to test out video games. You click the link in my description. We just uncovered a really nasty and dark secret that Max B has.
Oh man, not Bigavelli, man. And the internet is so undefeated. Let me tell you, when they first said Max B was coming home, instantly, Whack 100 was like, "I got some paperwork on Max. You know, he ain't right." They don't take no time, bro.
Has been hiding for about 10 years now.
Because the rat gonna take the state gonna make them take the plea and say, if you get a plea, but you gotta tell on your code to finish. Y'all don't have that. There's none of that on the stand. No big avail on no stand. No tape, complete police station statements. None of that.
Look at that face he making. Nah, for real. Why do niggas come out and do stuff like this, knowing 100% fact that it's paperwork?
All right. So let's get that right.
Max B is a rat. And before today, there was no proof. But after today, there's no denying that Max B is the worst type of rat. And these court transcripts prove it. Pistol P and other New York OGs who are supposed to be...
It's one thing to be a rat, but how was you the worst type of rat? What the hell kind of rat is that? What kind of super rat is the worst type of rat? I don't never heard a nigga be called the worst type of rat. What kind of rat is that?
Anti-rats have known for a while now that Max B is an informant, and they've not only harbored Max B, but they've utilized their platforms to lie for Max B and cover up his tracks. By the way, I'm not surprised at all. All these old heads are hypocrites.
I mean, but listen.
But it was really disheartening when I see...
I'm not saying they right, but you gotta think. These dudes either grew up with these guys or grew up admiring these guys and listening to them and being fans of them as rappers, right? So it's two ways that it could go. One, they could either be getting paid to spin a narrative for a rapper from their hometown or city, or two, they could be just doing it on the muscle, like, yeah, that's my man, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how every rapper now is coming out with paperwork and being labeled as a snitch. Or
Pistol P and his co-hosts go on their platform to vouch for Max B, go out of their way to lie for Max B when they said that Max B took a plea deal and he only admitted to his role in the situation. So hence, Max B is not a snitch.
We love you. You know what I'm saying?
And man, plea deals, you snitching on yourself.
Because it's very important. It's very important for the viewers. You know what I'm saying? For those out there that don't.
For those out there that don't know, a plea deal is you telling your part and taking your blame. Basically snitching on yourself.
Don't know Max B, and they hear, you know how sound travels. You feel me, Tom?
These old heads be politicking. When I seen Pistol Pete terrified to even say rat accusations when asking a question, I thought, hold on, bro. This ain't the Pistol Pete I know. Now, usually Wack would be the only old head I trust to be exposing these rats. But right now, Wack 100 is like taking a break. He's working on his network called Nothing But Content. He got a show coming out with Blueface called Fresh Out of Love. Another show with 607.
I ain't gonna lie. What is a character, man? It's a couple of characters on here. You got Gangster Williams, you got 607, you got Charleston White, and WAC 100s. And if that's our gatekeepers, man, that's a hell of a line of gatekeepers. Them niggas is goofies for real. I ain't gonna lie.
7 Unc.
They some real characters, bro. I'm sure they probably off the internet. They probably stand up, man, and you know what I'm saying, be on their business as far as life, whatever. But damn, the characters they play on the internet kind of like just, ugh.
WAC is busy, so I guess I gotta do it because I guess technically I'm also an exposer.
So and I want to add to that, right? Because so what you have when an individual takes a plea is called plea allocution, and a plea allocution, what happens is the court will ask you questions to make sure that you're clear and that you're certain that you would like to take the plea that's being offered to you by the government and the judge, right? So the court,
Bro, brother been locked up. Yeah, he a damn y'all see how I'm turning my neck? I got a crook in my neck. I can't barely move my shit. He been locked up here, professional felon and shit. He know all the ups and downs, ins and outs of this shit.
they'll state facts of the case, and you either say yes or no. By accepting the plea, you're saying that I'm guilty and I accept responsibility.
His name should be Lil B. Y'all saw that nigga Little
Judge, right? So the court, they'll state facts of the case, and you either say yes.
Lil Max B and shit.
Or no. By accepting the plea, you're saying that I'm guilty and I accept responsibility for the part that I played.
That's just a flat out lie. What Max B did is much more than just own up to his role in the.
I'm not saying that's what Max did. I'm saying is for those who don't know, that's what the plea is. So even if he didn't snitch on anybody else, it's like we caught you. We kind of know you did it, but we don't have proof. If you snitch on yourself and tell us you did it and tell us how you did and what you did, we'll go easy on you. You know what I'm saying?
Situation. What Max B actually did is textbook snitching, but they was comfortable telling these lies on these podcasts because they thought nobody would ever uncover the real. Nobody would ever find the documents. But I have 27 pages of transcripts to prove that Max B is a rat. By January of 2007, Max B, his brother Pooh Sims, and a woman he was pimping out called Gina Conway was all sitting in jail facing murder conspiracy charges. Gina took a plea deal before their trial in 2009, and she agreed to testify against Max B and his brother Pooh Sims. Gina agreed to testify once she learned that Max B was the one who actually told on her when she was on the run from the police in 2006.
That's one person they saying he snitched on. He snitched on the female who put him onto the move. That's crazy. She put him onto the move to get him to bust a play. So they say, allegedly. Put him onto the move to get him to bust a play. And he wound up snitching on her when she was on the run and not even caught yet.
How did they actually find you?
Well, I was going to Sin City actually because I wanted to meet Max there. Because
she sounds slow. Yellow bus.
I needed some money.
Short yellow bus.
And he knew I was coming there, and it was said that he helped the police catch me. That's what one of the detectives said. And on the stand.
So she went to link. This nigga ran a Sting bus play for the feds. She came to meet up with him, and he the whole time sitting out there waiting with the feds or had the feds meet up with her type shit.
Oh, so Max knew that you were coming to Sin City, and a detective actually said that Max contacted the police and told them where you're going to be in order for you to be arrested?
Yes.
Her account of Max B telling on her before he even got arrested has already been out here, but the public has taken Max B's side, to be honest. One user says a cop told her Max B told on her, LL, easiest trick in the book.
Okay, that is definitely possible. They definitely don't mind playing both sides against the middle or both sides against each other. So, I mean, that's possible. Break it down, Flacco. Break it down.
The detective says, laughing my A off. Essentially, folks believe that if it comes from a cop or a detective, it's not credible at all whatsoever, which is why Max B telling on her has nothing to do with this current story in this video. We're actually documenting Max B telling on his brother Pooh Sims. And what we got, the evidence that we have, is not detective says, it's 4K evidence of Max B's own words of him snitching and ratting on his own brother. Gina and Max B was in a relationship, but he was pimping her out.
Kind, huh?
So she was hanging out with.
I guess we found out what the worst kind of rat is. He said 17 pages of ratting on his own brother.
Random dudes on a daily basis. On one of these days, she was hanging out with a guy called Alan Plowden, who had a lot of money. He took her shopping that day, had $30,000 in cash to impress her. They went to a hotel. Now, Gina finessed the key for the hotel room and left Alan at the hotel and link up with Max B. Gina being...
Now, did y'all hear what happened to Alan? Alan linked up with a little stripper girl that he liked, was taking her out to the mall, showed her $30,000 in cash, buying her stuff just to impress her because he liked her. And she set his ass up instantly. Didn't think twice about it. Called the grimiest nigga she thought she knew and set that man up.
This brain dead bimbo told Max B that this trick who just took her shopping had $30,000 in his hotel room, and she had the keys to the hotel room.
Wow.
Max B, being a greasy, dirty New Yorker, told his brother Pooh Sims about what was going on and told him to go back to the hotel room with Gina and rob the trick Alan of the $30,000. Pooh Sims brought a gun with him, well, obviously, but the robbery that was supposed to be easy, clean, neat, get in, get out, actually got really complicated and turned into a murder conspiracy.
30 bands, that nigga probably got the resistance. Nigga, hold up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but if he walk around with 30 bands in his pocket, just showing it to people, taking random female shopper type shit, I mean, he might have had a lot more than that.
Conspiracy when the dude Alan friend walked in the room while the robbery was taking place.
Wow.
You know, I mean, he was like basically like looking for the money, and then he told the guy to call his friend up that was in the room downstairs, and his friend came upstairs. And then basically like when he came upstairs, Calvin shot him in the head.
Damn.
Well, like, when
Hey, listen. Don't just call me and tell me come upstairs. Call me, and as soon as I get on the phone, start yelling and screaming and say they got me or something, nigga. Why would you call? As soon as that man came upstairs, he shot him in the head. That's crud.
And he downstairs, and his friend came upstairs. And then basically like when he came upstairs, Calvin shot him in the head.
Damn.
Well, he shot him right here. And his ear, I think.
It's really being understated how stupid this group of criminals are. They didn't even make away with the target. They left before finding the $30,000. When the police got to the scene, they found $30,000 at the scene. Due to how sloppy.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, Flacco. Don't get it to me like that. Smoked the man, brother. Headshot. Dogged him out. And didn't get nothing left the object of the whole robbery on the scene. So that's crazy.
He shot him right here.
That's crazy.
And his ear, I think.
It's really being understated how stupid this group of criminals are. They didn't even make away with the target. They left before finding the $30,000. When the police got to the scene, they found $30,000 at the scene.
Wow.
Due to how sloppy this job was, Max B and Pooh Sims was all.
So that was just a quote M1 for 9.
Found guilty Max B was sentenced to 75 years in prison for his role in his murder conspiracy. Pooh Sims was sentenced to life. Dana was sentenced to 15 years, and she was denied a shorter sentence even after cooperation. So she cooperated, testified, did everything she's supposed to do, and she got 15 years. The person who took the stand and cooperated was denied a shorter sentence and was sent to prison for 15 years. But magically, 11 years into Max B's 75-year sentence, he was brought back to court and had his time shortened from.
They gave that nigga, they gave his brother L. But I think when they say the numbers out and try to break stuff down, like they finna tell niggas, yeah, you got 420 months. You know what I'm saying? I think when they do it like that, instead of just saying L, they say 75 years. I watched this one joint. They gave this dude 175 years plus life, plus some others. I'm like, what? This nigga only got one life. But how many lives you sentencing him to? You sentencing him to the afterlife.
75 to 20 years. Only 5 years more than a person who supposedly took the stand and cooperated, which logically makes no sense. But Max B will call into Vlad TV after getting his sentence reduced from 75 years to 20 years with a creative explanation as to how this was possible without cooperating and snitching.
Okay, well, we don't have much time, so I just want to get caught up with you real quick. First and foremost.
Nah, before he say anything, 75 years, you come home in 11 or 15 years, whichever one he's saying. Man, I don't know. You can't do nothing around me. I'm not doing nothing around you.
Foremost, July of last year, because originally you were sentenced to 75 years. But then last July, you said you got reduced to 20 years and then to 12 years. So explain.
Yeah, explain that shit.
Well, you know, I'm eligible for my full minimum status in February, so I'll most likely be, you know, by the end of next year, I'll be like in halfway house. That's
Max
like worst
B
case scenario, halfway house end of the next year.
When you hear niggas say full mental health status, his ass probably get a social security check too.
So that's why I said that. But it's going down. I'm here. I'm on my way. I done gave my shit back. I done did the most part. For the most part, so right now I'm just finding it out, get ready. I'm almost there. It's almost over. So
okay, so
you know, I can only say that for so much, but it's actually true this time, so you'll be good.
Okay, so explain to everyone how you go from 75 to 12.
Well, I went back on post conviction.
What's up, sis?
My sentence was vacated for 75 years, so I got back on. My first appeal was denied. Then when I went back on post-conviction, I found ineffective assistance against my lawyer. And before the case came back, before the judge made an actual decision or decided to turn the whole case over, I pleaded out. I couldn't go through waiting for another decision from the courts, you know what I'm saying, or another letdown. So I took 20. So that with my time, man, and once I get.
Man, he was sitting in that joint thinking of a way to spin that narrative. He's spinning that joint much as he can. I want Flacco to read his paperwork out though. That's what I'm really waiting for. I might skip through it, but Flacco be putting the videos together so good.
All that beating around the bush you just heard is nonsense. Max B went from 75 years to 20 years because he went into that courtroom and ratted and told and threw his brother under the bus and told the court his brother did some things that his brother is currently saying he didn't do.
Free my bros. Free young nigga, free fancy. Free the bros. You know what I'm saying? You don't snitch on the bros.
Anybody that feel like I'm coming out of nowhere with the stuff that I'm saying, all you got to do is holler at me. I got the paperwork. I got letters. I got everything to support what I'm saying. That Max B cooperated. French Montana, no, and he condoning it. Cameron, no, he condoning it. Jim Jones was mentioned in this whole situation. So I had to send the paperwork to Jim Jones to put him on point. Holla at me.
I wonder if he was just like a send-off nigga, a sacrifice type nigga. Like, they don't really care about him. Not saying that it make Max B ratting on him any more cooler or make it right. I'm just saying is, if everybody know he did that to you and they still mess with him, you kind of got to think maybe they don't mess with you, and that's why they, let him do such things to you. And still
Max B initial appeal to overturn the conviction was denied, but Max B was able to get back into court on a technicality. So Max B had a lawyer called Gerald Saluti. He's on your right. Now, Gerald Saluti was Max B's criminal defense lawyer and his entertainment lawyer.
So let me listen. Every time I hear one of these dudes going to trial about something or fighting for their life, they got the good white Jewish lawyer. No problems against those people, right? But where is the good black lawyers at? There's no more Johnny Cochran's around. Ain't nobody stepped up to be the top black lawyer, millionaire ass lawyer that got all the celebrity clients, and we just gave up on that. That don't exist no more.
The judges ultimately ruled that Max B deserved a new trial because Gerald, being his entertainment lawyer and his defense attorney, is a conflict of interest, and they believe that Gerald gave Max B bad legal advice on purpose to protect his own interest. So Max B came to court with his new lawyers and told the judge, hey, listen, he advised me to decline the 10-year plea deal and take this case to trial, which ultimately got me 75 years. I would have taken a 10-year plea deal, but he told me not to. I believe he told me not to, and he lied to me because he wanted me to go on tour and make him money. I couldn't go on tour if I took a 10-year plea deal. So he was protecting his own self-interest when he was supposed to be working on my behalf. The court ruled that was pretty valid, and Max B should get a new trial. However, the prosecutors offered Max B a deal. Now, Max B was presented with two options here. Take the new trial, keep aside.
He threw the girl under the bus, his brother under the bus. He threw the lawyer under the bus. Damn, he threw the bus driver under the bus.
Solid, and prove you're innocent if you're innocent.
Oh, yeah.
Or take the plea deal, rat out on all your co-defendants, make it impossible for them to ever get out of jail.
Dang.
And then, we'll give you 20 years and then you get out, after time served, et cetera, et cetera. Max B decided he was not going to go to trial. He was going to take the...
That's why what Bobby Shmurda did was so groundbreaking. Bobby Shmurda took extra time so his homie could get less time on the sentence. I never heard of nobody doing that like that for somebody ever in my history of hearing things in the streets. So shout out to Bobby Shmurda for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he just said what he said. Max B could have took the 20 if he would have missed trial. You know what I'm saying? But instead, he decided to make it so other people could never come home.
The easier route, which is take the plea deal and snitch on his co-defendants to get out. His brother, Pooh Sims, his co-defendant, is still maintaining his innocence. Pooh Sims is currently in the process of filing another appeal. Pooh Sims is still...
Hey, Pooh trying to maintain his innocence, I understand. Keep fighting, man. Don't never stop fighting, you know what I'm saying? But you try to maintain your innocence. That girl just said plain and simple English. As soon as he came upstairs, Pooh shot him in the head. She even pointed to where you shot the nigga. I don't know what type of innocence you pleading, brother.
Saying he didn't do none of this. So when Max B took this plea deal, went to court, and called his brother a murderer,
damn,
there's no getting out of this. The black and white shows Max B is a rat. And I got the black and white for you guys.
Show that shit.
When Max B went back to court for his PCR, Max B agreed that he would just plead guilty to one count of aggravated manslaughter instead of having to redo the...
I understand as follows: in exchange for a guilty plea to a count of indictment as it should exist now, that is charged in aggravated manslaughter. The crazy part about this is Max B wasn't even on the scene, and he got 75 years. He wasn't in the room. The girl and the brother was the ones that was in the room. Max wasn't even in the building. He got 75 years. Aggravated manslaughter.
The process again and potentially going back to trial. He was going to plead guilty to 1 count of aggravated manslaughter. In exchange, the state had agreed that they will vacate the previous jury verdict in his last sentence, giving room for the judge to resentence Max B. That gave the judge legal grounds to vacate Max B's 75-year sentence and then resentence him to 20 years. However, Max B still had to come to court and admit to a lot. The judge alerted Max B they were going to be asking him some questions about the offense.
Ooh.
First, I'm going to have you go back to the day before that, September the 21st of 2006. On or about that day, did you have a conversation with 2 of the people that you're charged in this indictment? Gina Marie Conway and Calvin Lederman. Max B says, yes, I did. He already...
Did you see how they got the paperwork written? His name ain't even in the paperwork. They just got it as A. Yeah, you see it too, Flacco.
Did you have a conversation with 2 of the people that you're charged in this indictment? Gina Marie Conway and Calvin Lederman. Max B says, yes, I did. He already telling, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, it gets worse. He's telling in this regard because Pooh Sims, a.k.a. Calvin Lederman, told the court in his appeal he has nothing to do with this. He was never involved. He was not present. He don't know what's going on. Max B will further implicate his brother in this murder conspiracy by telling the court
Pull the trigger is crazy. I don't know. I might be, looking at it wrong, but I understand he was wrong, but like, damn, they cooked him.
Is that correct? He says yes. Mr. Calvin was going to go over to the state of New Jersey, and he along with Gina Conway, were going to try to steal money from a couple of individuals. He says yes. Now, the individuals that we're talking about are the victims, David Taylor and Alan Plowden. Is that correct? Max B says yes. Max B will tell the court that they targeted David Taylor and Alan Plowden because they will routinely have large amount of cash in their possession.
Now, how did they go all the way to a whole nother state and still didn't get the money? How?
He would also say that they were targeted specifically for theft by himself, Calvin, and Gina Conway. This is when the ratting really get crucial. The court tells Max B, all right, so when you and Mr. Calvin conspired that Mr. Calvin will go to New Jersey to try to steal money from these men, you had that in your head that one or both of these guys might have a gun. Is that correct? Max B says yes. And was there, in fact, a conversation?
Mo, I want to say one thing. Even with him reading all this paperwork, is Max B fans going to stop listening to Max B? Is it going to make any of the paid people in the industry stop rubbing elbows with Max B? So it's kind of like the more they make these rappers, the more these rappers come out exposed as working with the police or snitching, it's kind of like their way of making it cool for everybody to work with the police or snitch. And if you look at it, it be working. Everybody take a picture of everything illegal they do and post it on the internet, and that does their job for them. But these situations like this, I feel like the young is literally going to be just like, you know what I'm saying? Who could snitch first? If they get caught in a car, who could snitch first? And that person's still going to be able to live their life, make their money, do their thing. That's what I see when I see this. That's what I see as far as the future.
Between yourself and your brother, about your brother also bringing with him a gun in the event one or both of these intended victims had guns themselves. Did you in fact talk about that? Max B says, yes. Calvin said, I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on. They said, all right. And was it your understanding that Calvin was going to have a handgun with him when he went over to New Jersey along with Gina Conway to try to steal these men's money? He says, yes. Now, you also understood, you have to explain to me that although there was no plan to shoot either of these men, that if there was a confrontation between armed people, you knew your brother would use that gun if he had to. Is that correct? He said, yes. Max, that's your brother. Have mercy, man. That's your Max, that's your brother, bro. Don't do that. Don't do this, Max.
I said, what's the worst kind of rat? I asked, and because I hadn't heard anybody call that the worst kind of rat. That was a tough name to give to him. But I see what you're saying. I'm gonna give my brother life and cooked and stuck just so I could go home and be a washed up rapper.
And if it was also understood by you that if your brother did in fact use the gun against one or both of these men, they'd probably get killed. Is that correct?
Wow.
He says, yes.
Wow.
And as it turned out, your brother did in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against them. Is that correct? Max B says, yes.
And he was already down like 12. But dang, you was gonna go back into prison after what work like this?
Use that gun against one or both of these men, they'd probably get killed. Is that right? Max B says yes. And as it turned out, your brother did, in fact, in the course of trying to steal money from David Taylor, use the gun against him. Is that correct? Max B says yes.
He said yes.
He shot and he killed him. Is that correct? Max B says yes.
Dang.
This is telling Max B's a rat. The only reason I even care why I'm invested in this,
why?
Y'all,
I'm only watching this because FLACCO talking about it for real. Because at the end of the day, I like if I was listening to Dipset, I'm gonna listen to probably Jim, probably Jewels, J.R. Ryder, then Cameron, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so on. But Max B, he wasn't never really like a rapper that I was really listening to like that. That's what I was trying to tell Brad yesterday. And they ain't taking nothing from him. He definitely had a wave. Dipset definitely had a movement in DC, but I just wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm on that rats. I love rats, okay? But what I don't like is somebody who is a rat, but then try to shame other rats and try to present themselves as if they're not. No, I don't like that, okay? And I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like hypocrites, right? I don't like these quote-unquote anti-rats, New York old heads, right, who move around as if they're so anti-rats, but then they're co-signing rats. It doesn't make sense to me at all. All right, now, I'll send the black and white and the paperwork to anybody who wants it, okay? But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of...
I mean, look, this is the internet. The internet be undefeated, but let me tell you, like I said, they removed his name from the paperwork, so you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt because it don't say his rap name or his government name, right? It just say the letter A. So, I don't know. Now, did the paperwork come from the brother? Or is this some paperwork he got from WAC 100? You know what I'm saying? If there's some paperwork he got from WAC 100, I'm only going to give that shit 50-50, right? But if this was him on the phone, on a jail call, talking to the brother that's locked up, reading the paperwork that the brother sent him, then, you know, it is what it is. It'll be the truth. But a lot of the times when you hear them snitch allegations, let me tell you, it's always going to be somebody from the jail trying to call and put
politics.
that paperwork
Some people
out.
won't cover this because they don't want to burn their relationship with Max B. But this is telling, man. Let me know in the comment section, is this telling from your perspective? All right, and if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, to find out why Andrew showed.
We're going to pause you on that one, Flacco. But damn, let me go. Man, Max B, you just got, listen, anytime you got a nigga scratching their head, you don't mess them up. I'm about to do this one with a little Dirk update right quick. So I'm about to end this one to start right back and do a little Dirk update. Turn on your post notifications. That way, when I go live, you always get it. You know what I'm saying? But give me like 5 minutes, make a little screen cover for this one, and then we're going to do the update on the little Dirk joint. It's a Setting Nash video, so we're about to get right back on.